Hello and welcome back to this video tutorial series from BlenderCookie.com on modeling the car. In this section, we're going to take things a little bit differently, and with the car, and well, frankly with any car, but particularly with a sports car such as the Porsche that we've been modeling, it is a huge undertaking to model. And with that, it's very hard to fit all of this within a single tutorial series. And so what we've done up to this point is model the mass majority of the car, get all the top topology in there, all the main details, but due to time constraints and such, there's also a lot of inaccuracies. And so what we're going to do in this section is I'm going to go ahead and point out a lot of the inaccuracies, and then I'm actually going to speed up the recording and finish it off in time-lapse to go through and using all the same techniques that we've learned and that I've showed you throughout this entire series. I'm going to take those same techniques and apply them to modifying the car, tweaking it all over the place, and attempting to make a more realistic or accurate representation of the subject matter. And so starting out, let's go ahead and switch over to our reference here. And you can see a couple of things. For one, let's go and take a look at the mirror, and you'll notice that our mirror is very boring, very simple, the shape is wrong, and we're missing all of this detail in here. It's also solid all the way through. So that's one area that we need to fix. Next, you'll notice that there's a seam in the metal right along here on both sides of the headlight, and we don't have anything like that along there. Then you also notice that the shape along here, this curve down the hood should be continuous, whereas on ours, you can see that while it's continuous, this is a bit low, and so we'll raise that up. And then speaking of low, you also notice that this in here is far too low on our model. The bottom of this edge should be right in with the bottom of this, and right now, well, it's fairly close, but this shape and these shapes are definitely off, particularly when viewed from the side. You know, this should come back quite a bit further, whereas here it does not. And so I'm going to go ahead and tackle as many of these areas as I can in a time-lapse section to create a more accurate model from what we've been working on. Again, using all the same techniques as before. Now, a couple things that I will not be doing is, namely, I will not be doing the headlight area, as the headlight is a very complicated piece of modeling that we actually want to keep for its own tutorial in itself. And the reason being is it's not that the modeling itself is that complicated, but in order to get it to render right, it's best to go ahead and put all of the geometry in there that you would see on an actual taillight, as you can see here. There we switch over to it. There we go. So we want all of this geometry, at least as, a pretty accurate representation of this geometry in here, so that we get all these cool reflections that make it look like it does. And so we're going to hold that off until later. And so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to time-lapse mode. So I will catch you on the other side. Enjoy the video.